Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about some more of the Wilbur Soot drama, which does have some more updates to it. Within the past couple of days, there has been another person that came out and accused Wilbur of SA. There's also another content creator by the name of GeorgeNotFound, who's also being accused of SA, of another streamer slash YouTuber that he met. Which I'm not going to lie to you, I mean, it was kind of out of left field when I first heard about it, but then I thought, you know, oh, this is like the Minecraft community, so especially on the side of content creators, I mean, it's always some weird shit going on. I mean, say whatever you want about Destiny too. At the very least, our content creators aren't abusers for the most part. But anyways, we're going to start with Wilbur and then go on to GeorgeNotFound. There's a girl named Alice on Twitter that yesterday came out with a couple of different pictures detailing her relationship with Wilbur, so we can take a look at it together. Hello, I'm Alice. I dated Wilbur back in 2019 and I want to speak about my experience. I felt like I couldn't talk about this sooner because I was scared about the public influence and the potential backlash from fans, but now after hearing Shelby's story, seeing the support that she's now been shown, and admiring her bravery, I finally feel safe enough to break my silence on our relationship. Back in 2019, at the beginning of our relationship, I was immediately shown a lot of affection, reminiscent of love bombing. One of his close friends at the time warned me in confidence to be careful, as if they had seen people get hurt in the past, but I believed he was good on the inside. After a month, the honeymoon period was over, and it was like I was dating a completely different person. I was told to keep our relationship a secret, but was framed in a way that implied it was for my safety, as if it was in my best interest to keep this a secret despite knowing my own feelings. I believe that he enjoyed having control in the relationship. I would have to hide as he streamed and sit silently in the corner of his room waiting for him to go offline. He would say condescending things about me and my interests and the type of content that I created, as if he didn't take it or me seriously, and would also be enthusiastic only about his future plans with music and his desire for fame. I never felt like he was encouraging towards me or any of my goals, and in the last few months of our relationship, he made me feel extremely unlovable and unwanted. I had suffered with self-harm tendencies back in 2019. He ignored the marks on my body and only took interest in retelling his own life struggles. I also experienced that biting habit that Shelby was talking about. After a while, I noticed that it was only me putting in effort into the relationship, so I decided that one day I wouldn't be the one to message first, just to see what would happen. He never spoke to me again after that, and our relationship dissolved. Skipping ahead to 2021, we had spoken briefly over an Instagram DM about our relationship and meeting up for closure on how things went in 2019. I gave him a second chance and met up hoping to get some answers. We walked through densely populated areas of town where we got stopped multiple times by his fans. In hindsight, this felt very intentional, almost as if he was trying to flaunt his influence and desirability over me. And when we got to the bar, he proceeded to get me very drunk. He also got us an Uber back to his house, and I ended up blacking out on his bed due to the alcohol. But the last thing I remember was him non-consensually removing my clothes. The next morning, he proceeded to tell me that I must be a lesbian because I wasn't interested in him. These past years have been extremely difficult to navigate because of this. I couldn't go online without seeing him everywhere and being adored as this soft boy who heroically respects women and mental health issues. I couldn't even go to conventions and enjoy my own hobbies without seeing people dress up as him. Shelby was right. Staying quiet wasn't bringing me any peace. It was only keeping his. Now look, so far in the drama, I've been trying to stay impartial, not really believing one side or another. But I'll say this, right? For those of you who are new to the channel, I say this all the time, there are just some people who don't need to be famous. Like, even if this isn't true, the fact that a girl is able to say this about you, and the fact that this is now the second person who has come up with allegations against you, and you don't have anything to show for it except for a flimsy apology, is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, I'm still holding out some, I guess, hope, if you could call it. I'm not really on his side, so I don't know why it would be called hope, but I'm still holding out that he's probably going to come out with a 1 hour long response like Dream did, right? Disproving pretty much everything. Because like I said in the last video, dude, like, if you stay quiet on this, that's pretty much career suicide. I also kind of feel like this is like one of those situations where someone famous gets outed for their past crimes and then like 12 other people start piling on the situation. Not saying that like 12 other people are involved. I'm just saying like it kind of seems like that to me. And like I said before, man, I'm trying to stay impartial on this, right? I'm trying to look at both sides. And even though this person, Alice, has these statements against Wilbur, I'm not going to believe a victim. I'm not going to believe anyone until actual proof and evidence is shown. I think it's a very silly way to go about things, just automatically believing someone who says that they're a victim, because they could very well be lying. And let's just say Shelby and Alice are lying, then I mean, hey, pretty sure that's a crime in and of itself. If it's not, it should be. But at the same time, I mean, if they're telling the truth and it comes out that they are telling the truth with some proof or whatever, I genuinely wouldn't know how this guy isn't locked up. Channel should be terminated, the whole 9 yards. I'll say this though, I mean, both sides taking their time to get the proof that they need, if they will I guess, eventually show it, which is what I'm hoping for, which is what a lot of people are hoping for, to be honest with you. That's fine, right? Take your time, get all the evidence you need, right? Compile it all into a video if you need to, post it on Twitter or YouTube or both, really doesn't matter, and let us see who we should believe for ourselves. Either that or you just get the fucking cops involved or something like that. That's another weird thing about this whole situation. It's like the lack of law enforcement or report of law enforcement or anything like that, any official reports or documentations about things that have happened should already be out there and available, right? Like, I mean, if this is a true thing that happened, why is it that we only have the apology from Wilbur that doesn't say Shovel's name, and now we have this my experience with Wilbur? At least they have photos on the front cover, which really doesn't prove anything except for the fact that they took a picture together. Like, let's actually think about it for a second here, right? Like, if I'm a victim, even if the abuse happened like a couple of years ago, right, I'm still probably gonna try to get the cops involved after talking to my parents or talking to anybody else, really. Good advice would probably be to go get law enforcement involved and have some official documents, right? Also, the Instagram DMs that were mentioned, where are those? I'd like to see some more proof, man, before I even start believing anything that she says or Shovel says or Wilbur says. So until that happens, I can't really make a final verdict on the situation. But that's going to be it for the Wilbur side of this video. Let's get into the GeorgeNotFound controversy that has been happening since like this morning or this afternoon, actually. So a streamer by the name of Bucks has come out with her story claiming that when she was 18 years old, she was allegedly assaulted by an older YouTuber, and people have now accused GeorgeNotFound. He's responded by dismissing the claims, and Katie's friends have even come out against him. By the way, she came out in a video and said all this stuff that's actually now deleted, but it was re-uploaded to YouTube, and this is the most important part that I could find. So here you go.
This by saying I wouldn't be here without Shelby. I was ready to disappear with this secret forever. I never knew that creators were allowed to talk about these kinds of things, and I guess I'm still new to it all. I just didn't feel brave enough, and I still don't. But her strength made me feel like it may be okay. A little while ago, my story had almost been leaked without me knowing, so here it is on my terms. Here's my story. Last year, at the beginning of summer, I was assaulted by a significantly older and popular content creator. I was freshly 18 and had just graduated high school a few weeks prior. I remember a moment around October where I made a comment about a certain group abusing power over minors in their DMs, saying they had minors in their DMs. It was an absent-minded comment, and I apologized for it, of course. It was a possible subconscious jab out of my own personal resentment. My comments filled, and I remember sitting there, reading the comments, scrolling over and over again, heart beating faster. Over half of the comments had him as their profile picture. I just wanted to die. I was embarrassed of myself, and I was angry, and I wondered if I could ever find peace.
So after this all came out, George, as I said before, he responded, and this is what he had to say. I will be doing a very serious stream later today. This post is just to make that clear. I'm gathering all the information and evidence to share. I have never and would never break someone's sexual boundaries or assault anyone. And after that, there's some other screenshots that I'll probably put up on the screen of other people accusing him of ruining their friends' lives. But I'll say this though, I mean, I'm proud that George is actually getting evidence. Now, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, at least it's more than what Wilbur's doing. And of course, it depends on the quality of the evidence. I mean, George might be about to cook up something crazy. And keep in mind, dude, like, I've never, ever watched this guy. GeorgeNotFound. I know that he hangs out with Dream a lot. And Dream is also catching a lot of heat from, like, the Shovel support squad and the Alice support squad or whatever. I guess just for being friends with Wilbur. And the same thing with George, too. But, yeah, no, I stopped watching Minecraft gameplay and stuff like that when I was, like, in, what, like, 6th grade? So it's been a while since I even saw anything. But I'll repeat this again. At least we're getting evidence, right? And once again, from the alleged victim side, there's not really any DMs or any other proof besides what this girl is saying. So if George comes correct, I mean, it should be a pretty open and shut case. Like I said, though, I'm not believing anybody until I see some evidence, and some good evidence, too. I mean, like, not really, like, flimsy stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If the audio sounded different at all, it's because I'm recording on my PC for once, and not my laptop. It took, like, forever to actually get this configured and stuff like that, so I hope it doesn't sound too different. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.